If you haven't already done so, go ahead and grab your mat, clear off a space, grab any props or blankets or props that you might want or need. Come into a comfortable seat. We'll end up starting on our back today. So if you want to go ahead and make your way there, if you've had a long day and it just feels like a nice way to start and to center, go ahead and move there now. Otherwise, you can start seated. And as we wait for anyone else to join us, start to bring your focus and awareness into the breath. Let the eyes soften or close completely. Bring the hands somewhere comfortable. Bring your attention and awareness to the breath. Take some time here to check in with the body, check in with the breath. Notice if there's a particular color or tone to the breath. Notice if there's any particular color or tones to the sensations in the body. Sometimes it can be an interesting exercise to ascribe different colors to the different sensations in the body, whether that's lightness or tightness, whether that's tension or looseness. With each inhale, sit a little bit taller, lift the crown of the head a little higher. With each exhale, sink a little deeper into your seat. Let the shoulders and the jaw and the neck and the head all relax. Let's all take 3 deep rounds of breath here together. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in through the lips, like sipping through a straw. And out through the nose. Seal the lips and breathe in through the nose. And out through the nose. Let the eyes start to take on a little bit of light. If you're seated, make your way onto your back, whatever way is most comfortable for you. I always like to swing my legs around and then lower down onto the forearms and all the way down onto the back. Bring the feet in towards the hips, not so close that they touch, but just comfortably. Bring the knees to face up towards the ceiling. Bring the palms down beside the hips. Inhale, start to press the chest up towards the ceiling. Drive the shoulders and the hips down into the ground. Arc through the mid-back. Exhale, start to round the spine into the ground. Lift the hips and the shoulders slightly off the ground. Press down with the back of the head. Inhale, press the shoulders and the hips down into the floor. Raise through the middle of the chest. Press the chest up towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine into the floor. Lift the shoulders and hips away marginally. Inhale one more time. Drive the shoulders and the hips down. Raise through the mid-back. Exhale, round the mid-back into the ground. Lift through the hips and the shoulders. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Let the shoulders and the hips and the mid-back relax. And exhale, lift the feet up off the ground. Bring the knees over the hips. Inhale, pull the knees in towards the chest. Exhale, start to push the feet away towards the top of the mat. Pull the lower belly and the stomach in tight. Press the mid and lower back down into the ground. Sweep the feet down towards the earth. Inhale, drag the feet back in. Pull the knees towards the chest. Exhale, send the feet out back low. You can bring the hands to press against the front of the hips if this helps add a little bit more attention to that area. Inhale, sweep the feet and the knees in. Exhale, send the feet and the toes out towards the bottom of the mat. Pull the stomach in tight. Inhale, draw the knees back in over the hips this time. And exhale, bring the feet down to the ground. Inhale, raise the feet up, lift the knees over the hips, pull the belly in tight. Exhale, lower the feet back down to the ground. Inhale, raise the feet up. Exhale, lower the feet down. Inhale one more time. Keep that tightness through the lower core, through the abdomen. Raise the feet, lift the knees over the hips. Exhale, drop the feet back down to the ground. Inhale, press down through the feet. Press the palms into the mat beside the hips. Raise the hips, lift the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Squeeze thighs in towards each other. Exhale, lower the upper back, the mid back, the lower back, drop the hips back down. Inhale, press down through the feet, raise the hips, push the hips up towards the sky, squeeze the thighs in. Exhale, lower the hips back down to the ground. Inhale one more time, press down through the feet, raise the hips up, lift the chest towards the sky. Exhale, lower the back, lower the hips down. Inhale, start to rock up and down on the mat. And you can take this momentum and come all the way to the feet and roll over the ankles or roll over onto whichever side is your favorite side. Push your way up into a seat. Come to a table position with the palms underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Inhale, really reach the crown of the head towards the front. Press down into the palms, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, start to lengthen through the right side. Gaze back towards the left hip and the left toes. Inhale, come back through the center. Reach the crown towards the front. Exhale, gaze back towards the right toes or right hip. Inhale, slide back through the center. Exhale, arch over to the left, gaze towards the left foot or hip. Inhale, back to the middle. And exhale, peer back towards the right hip, the right toes, lengthen through the left side. Inhale through the center, one more time on each side. Exhale over to the left. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, gaze over towards the right. Inhale, last time, come back to neutral, palms under shoulders, knees under hips. And exhale, press down firmly into the right palm. Inhale, maintain that downward pressure. Lift the left chest, left arm up. Exhale, scoop the left arm underneath the right, drop the left cheek down. Inhale, reach the left arm high, fingers towards the sky. Exhale, scoop the left arm underneath the right, drop the left cheek low. Inhale, reach the left fingers towards the ceiling as high as you can. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right, drop the left cheek low. Inhale, last time, left hand towards the sky. Exhale, the left hand down to the ground to meet the right. Inhale, down into the left palm, twist the right chest and right arm up. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, drop the right cheek low. Inhale, reach the right fingers towards the sky. Exhale, scoop the right arm underneath the left, drop the right cheek down. Inhale, lift the right fingers high, pull the right shoulder down. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, drop the right cheek low. Inhale, last time, down into the palm, raise the right arm high. Exhale, right hand down to the ground to meet the left. Inhale, start to sway the hips from left to right. Rock back and forth over the palms and wrists, or take big wide circles with the entire body. Or even take these little mini S curves like you're slithering back and forth as if you were a snake. Just continue to add some gentle movement into the hips, into the wrists. Notice where the weight goes. Try and be as deliberate and intentional about this as possible. Keep the mind focused on the breath. Use the body to hone the mind into this one pointedness. If you're rotating around one direction, start to move in the opposite. See if you notice anything different. Notice any differences in the weight or in the balance. Take one more round of breath here. Come back to stillness in the center. Bring the palms under the shoulders if they've moved. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, raise the knees. Send the hips up and back to down dog. Keep the knees bent quite a lot here. Start to pedal out the feet to lift one heel and then the other. We'll stay for just one quick round of breath here. Inhale, bend the knees quite a lot. Gaze towards the top of the mat. Exhale, about a dozen steps towards the front. Pretend as if there's paint underneath your feet. You're drawing two very deliberate lines all the way to the top of the mat. Once there, inhale, heel toe the feet together to touch. Bring the palms to the front of the thighs or shins. And exhale, slowly start to unroll. Keep the legs straight. Keep the bent at the waist. Keep the chin tucked low. Come up slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Let the head stay down and long. Low, lift the upper back slowly. Shrug the shoulders up once you finally reach the top. Lift the crown of the head. Bring the palms down by the hips. Inhale, sweep the arms out. Lift the hands up. Bring the gaze high. Exhale, bring the hand down to either hip. Inhale, lift the left foot up, knee in line with the hip. And exhale, take one big step back towards the back edge of the mat or space. Pivot the foot so it's parallel with the back. Pivot the right foot so it's parallel with the front. Inhale, press down into both sides of both feet. Reach the arms up and out. Get as big as possible. Exhale, pivot the heels in towards the center. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower the hips down. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up and out. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, drop the hips. Inhale to straighten and lift. And exhale to bend and lower. Inhale one more time, straighten the legs, reach the arms up and out. And exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower the hips. We'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. Keep the arms raised or bring the palms together at heart center or down to the tops of the thighs. If you feel too much heat starting to build, feel free to wiggle or move in any way that helps to eliminate that. You can lengthen one leg and then the other. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up and out. Exhale, pivot the right foot towards the front, bend into the right knee, right elbow to right thigh, left arm high. Keep the left arm raised here or extend it overhead towards the front, or even reach it back along the left side body and tilt the head down towards the ground for a little bit of a stretch through the left side of the neck. Be as light as possible through the right elbow. You always have the option to take a block and place it inside or outside the right foot to add a little bit more height than the thigh might provide. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, bring both hands down, frame the right foot, pivot onto the ball of the left. Exhale, step the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, shift forward, plank position, palms underneath the shoulders. And exhale to stay, always with the option to drop the knees down to rest or to decrease the heat, or come on down to the forearms to add a little bit of heat and a little bit more of a core focus. Breathe deep for 3 nice long rounds of breath. Breathe as deep into the belly as you can. Feel the ribs expand, the belly expand. And with each exhale, empty out completely. Try to engage that lower core even more. Maybe lift the hips slightly higher. One more round of breath here. Inhale, shift forward a little bit more, top of a push-up position. Exhale, elbows in, lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale, the arms back alongside the hips, reach the fingertips towards the toes, and exhale, let the chin drop down to the ground. Inhale, lift through the chest, press the tops of the feet down, reach the fingers towards the feet. Exhale to lower on down. Inhale, lift through the chest. Option to stay with legs down or raise the legs up. Engage the lower back. Exhale to lower. Inhale one more time. Lift through the heart, crown of the head towards the sky. Keep the feet down or raise the legs. Reach the arms back. Exhale, lower on down to the ground. Inhale, palms forward to either side of the ribs. Exhale, push up onto the knees, and then send the hips back high for puppy pose, low for child's pose, or up and back for downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, if you're in puppy or child's pose, raise the hips up over the knees. And exhale, tuck the toes, raise the knees, send the hips up and back. From down dog, inhale, bend the knees, gaze towards the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or step forward between your hands. Inhale, heel toe the feet together to touch. Lift halfway, palms to thighs or shins. Reach the crown of the head towards the front. Exhale, plant both palms back down on the ground. Inhale, slight bend in the knees, shift the weight back to the heels, sweep the arms out, drive down through the feet, lift the arms high, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands down to either hip. Inhale, lift the right foot, right knee up. And exhale, take one big giant step back towards the back edge of the mat or the back of the space. Pivot the right foot parallel with the back, the left foot parallel with the front. Inhale, reach the arms up and out, press down through the feet, squeeze the thighs in. Exhale, pivot the heels in towards the center, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower the hips on down. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up and out. Exhale to bend the knees and bend the hips and lower. Inhale, straighten and rise. And exhale to bend and drop the hips. Inhale one more time, straighten the legs, reach the arms up and out, take up as much space as possible. And exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower the hips, come on down into goddess or horse squat. Stay here for about 3 rounds of breath. If you'd like, you can start to arch over to one direction and then the other to play with the balance on each foot and a little bit of length through the side body. You can do this with one elbow on the thigh and reach up towards the sky with the other arm, or just stay static. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up and out. Exhale, pivot the left foot towards the front, bend into the left knee, left elbow, left thigh, right arm up. Stay here or reach overhead or back, or even take big circles with the right arm and the shoulder. Play with the gaze. Bring the gaze down towards the left foot or up towards the right hand, depending on what you end up doing with it. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, both hands down, frame the left foot, pivot onto the ball of the right. Exhale, send the left foot back to meet the right. Inhale, shift forward, top of a push-up position. Exhale, elbows in, lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale, untuck the toes, keep the elbows in, palms near the ribs, raise the chest, cobra. Exhale to lower on back down. Inhale, squeeze the elbows in, lift through the heart, press down through the palms and tops of the feet, and exhale to lower. Inhale one more time, lift through the heart. This time, keep the palms down or raise the palms up to add a little bit more tension through the back. Exhale to drop on down to the ground. Inhale, tuck the toes, and exhale, push up onto the knees or reverse push up and make your way back to puppy pose, child's pose, or downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, if you're in child's or puppy pose, lift the hips up over the knees. And exhale, tuck the toes, raise the knees, send the hips up and back, down dog. From down dog, inhale, raise the right foot up. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, lift the right foot high. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine high. Inhale the right foot up. Exhale, last time, knee to nose. Bring the right foot forward as far as you can without setting it down. Inhale the right leg high. And exhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. If it doesn't make it, just shuffle it forward the rest of the way. Press back firmly through the ball of the left foot. Inhale down through the right. Raise the chest. Lift the arms up high. Exhale, add a slight bend into the left knee. Pull the shoulders down firmly. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Continue to squeeze the shoulders down. And exhale, start to pull the arms back, lean the chest forward, fly through the air. Imagine as if you're a plane just jetting through the air. Inhale, lift the chest up, reach both arms high. And exhale, sweep the arms back, lean the torso forward, reach the crown towards the top. Inhale, raise through the chest, lift the fingers towards the sky. And exhale, last time, swing the arms back, lean the torso down parallel with the ground, reach the fingertips towards the toes. Inhale, lift through the chest, reach the arms up, bring the gaze high. And as you exhale, this time, pivot the left heel down, bend into the right knee, open the arms to the front and back, bring the gaze over the right fingers. Take a couple of minutes, take a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes could be interesting. Just settle in here. Figure out how to feel comfortable and almost weightless in this stance. Maybe widen the stance a little bit or pivot the back left heel in to keep the hips from tweaking. Play with the amount of the bend in the right knee, whether that's all the way over the ankle or somewhere much farther back. There's no destination here. There's no goal that we're trying to achieve. It's just a matter of playing with what works with our body. Once you find that lower half foundation, start to rock the upper half back and forth. Find somewhere where it feels as though this lower half is completely supporting the bottom half, lifting you up towards the ceiling. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale the right hand forward, flip the palm up, sweep it over and back. Left hand, left thigh, right arm up. Exhale, right elbow, right thigh, left arm high. Inhale, sweep the left arm back, the right arm up. Exhale, windmill both hands towards the front. Frame the right foot, pivot onto the ball of the left. Inhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right at the front. And exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, lower the hips slightly. Inhale, lift halfway, bring the palms to thighs or shins, squeeze the shoulders together, reach the crown of the head towards the front. And exhale, plant both palms back down on the ground. Inhale, heel toe the feet together, shift the weight back into the heels, sweep the arms out, lift all the way up to stand, drive down through the feet, arms raised high. And exhale, lower the hands down to the hips. Inhale, drive down through the feet, lift through the spine, reach the crown of the head up high. And exhale, start to bend the knees, lower the hips, squeeze the shoulders together and back. Come down into a modified chair pose. Take a moment to glance down at the toes and assess the rest of the body. If you feel a little off balance, just like you did in Warrior 2, play with it here. Pull the knees back until you can see the toes, or let the knees dip a little bit farther forward and see how that affects the body, how that affects the knees or the spine. It's going to be different for everybody. Keep the hands on the hips after you've found that spot, or bring the arms up and out, or palms together at heart center. And we'll stay for 3 more rounds of breath. Start to heat up the quads a little bit. If you feel too much of that sensation in the legs, feel free to straighten the legs at any time. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, sweep the arms out, straighten through the legs, lift the hands up. Exhale, swing the arms out wide, bend forward at the waist, dive down towards the toes. Inhale, bend the knees, plant the palms down. Exhale, step the left foot back, lower down onto the left knee, untuck the left toes. Inhale, start to heel toe the right foot out towards the top right corner. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Press the palms down firmly. Press the right knee in towards the outside of the right arm. Squeeze the right thigh in. If you'd like to deepen this stretch a little bit, there's a few options here. You can tuck the left toes and raise the left knee up. Or you can come down onto the forearms or down onto a block or some kind of height to increase the stretch through the inner right thigh. We'll stay for 3 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, start to heel toe the right foot out and around, and then slide the right knee back to meet the left. And exhale, bring the palms underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, come into a tabletop position. Inhale, reach the left arm out and the right leg back. Flex the right toes down towards the ground. And exhale, draw the left elbow in towards the right knee, round the spine up. Inhale to straighten, reach towards the front and back, flex the right toes down. And exhale, squeeze in towards the middle. Inhale to open and expand, get as long as possible. And exhale, pull in towards the middle, round the spine up. Inhale to open, last time, reach towards the front and back. And exhale, bring the left hand down and the right knee down. Inhale, reach the right arm out and the left leg back. Flex the left toes down. Exhale, pull the right elbow in towards the left knee, round the spine high. Inhale to expand, reach towards the front and back, flex the left toes down. Exhale, squeeze in towards the center, round the spine up. Inhale to open, reach towards the front and back, pull the stomach in tight. And exhale, last time, compress in towards the middle, round the spine up. Inhale to open, let the back of the neck grow long. Exhale, the right hand and the left knee down. Inhale, tuck the toes or keep the tops of the feet flat. And exhale, push your way back into a puppy pose, child's pose, or send the hips up high and back for downward facing dog. Take 5 rounds of breath here. Take 1 more round of breath. If you're in child's or puppy pose, start to make your way up to downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, raise the left foot up. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine, press the palms down. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, the left foot up. Exhale, 1 more time, left knee to the nose, draw the left foot forward as far as possible without touching. Inhale, the left foot up. Exhale, step the left foot forward between the hands. Inhale, add a slight bend to the right knee, raise through the chest, lift the arms up high. And exhale, draw the shoulders down into their sockets. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And exhale, sweep the arms back, lean the torso forward, bring the chest parallel with the ground, reach the crown towards the front. Inhale, lift through the heart, arms towards the sky. And exhale, swing the arms back, fly through the air, lower the torso down. Inhale to raise the chest, bring the arms and the hands up high. Exhale, last time, swing the arms back, press down into the left foot, lean the chest forward. Inhale, last time, lift through the heart, reach the fingers high, pull the shoulders down. Exhale, pivot the right foot down to the ground, bend into the left knee, open the arms to the front and back, bring the gaze over the left fingers. Take a couple of breaths here to do that same assessment that you did on the first side, on this side. Widen or narrow the stance, adjust the angle of the right knee. If you find that the left knee, if you find that the left knee is starting to dive in towards the center, give yourself a self-adjust. Bring your hand to the inside of the left knee and gently pull it back out over in line with the left ankle. Once you find that lower foundation, rock the body back and forth. Find that place almost like a peg fitting into a hole where it sinks right down in perfectly. That's what we're looking for. This lower foundation is the hole, and the chest and torso and crown is the peg that fits in it. Find that place where it stands nice and tall and straight. Inhale the left hand towards the front, flip the palm up, sweep it overhead and back, right hand, right thigh. Exhale, left elbow, left thigh, right arm up. Inhale, sweep the right arm back, the left arm high. And exhale, windmill both hands forward, frame the left foot, pivot onto the ball of the right. Inhale, step the right foot forward to meet the left at the front. And exhale, bend the knees, bring the palms down to the ground. Inhale, heel toe the feet together to touch. Shift the weight back into the heels. Swing the arms out, drive down through the heels. Reach the hands up, straighten all the way to stand. And exhale, hands down to the hips. Inhale, press down through the feet. Bring that awareness and attention into the toes and into the balls of the feet. Lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, bend the knees, lower the hips, start to drop back down into chair pose once more. Play with the chair pose. Find that place where it feels effortful, but right for your body. That might be with the hips back a little bit more. That might be with the hips forward and the knees a little bit over the toes. Find what works for you. Find that perfectly joined peg hole. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale, swing the arms out, straighten through the legs, reach the arms up. And exhale, swing the arms out, fold forward at the waist, dive down towards the toes. Inhale, bend the knees, bring the palms down. And exhale, step the right foot back, drop down to the right knee, untuck the right toes. Inhale, start to heel toe the left foot up and towards the top left corner. And exhale, bring the palms to the inside of the left foot. Squeeze the left knee in towards the outside of the left elbow and the left bicep and forearm. And then play with this pose. Decide if you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, either by raising the right leg up. This might increase the stretch a little bit more through the back leg's hip flexor. Or if you'd like to increase the stretch through the inside of the left thigh, drop down onto some lower height or down onto the forearms. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath here. Just 1 more breath. On your next inhale, start to walk the left foot out and around and back. Bring the left knee in line with the right. Inhale, start to walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Lower down onto the forearms, the elbows, drop the hips down. Shuffle the elbows underneath the shoulders. Bring the palms out long in front. Press the tops of the feet down and lift through the low back and the mid back. If this is too much of a strain on the low back, feel free to slide the elbows forward a little bit more until you find a spot where, again, it feels a little effortful, but not painful or pinchy. We'll take 5 deep rounds of breath here. Press the belly into the ground with each deep inhale. And with each exhale, see if you can sink a little deeper into the hips, a little deeper into the elbows. Just 1 more round of breath here. Inhale the palms back to either side of the ribs. And exhale up onto the knees or reverse push-up. Find your way back to puppy, child, or downward facing dog. Take 5 deep rounds of breath here. Take one more round of breath. From child's or puppy pose, inhale, lift the hips up over the knees, come to a tabletop. From down dog, drop the knees down, bring the palms underneath the shoulders. From tabletop, inhale, start to walk the hands back towards the knees, back towards the hips. Lift up, raise the chest high, press the knees down into the ground, into the mat. If you'd like, now would be a great time to grab an extra towel or blanket for underneath the knees. We're gonna move into playing around with camel a little bit. To start, if you have a block or some kind of prop, go ahead and take it and place it between the thighs. If you don't worry so much about it. It's helpful, but not necessary. If you have that block between your legs, it provides a nice visual cue. Bring the hands to the hips, inhale the crown of the head up high, lift the chin level with the horizon, and then exhale, sink down into the knees. On your next inhale, start to push the hips towards the front and gaze down. Notice if you have a block, how it's kind of a little bit like a Pez dispenser. On your exhale, push the hips back and you see it disappear, and inhale forward. Just play with this back and forth motion. And even without the block, squeeze the thighs in towards each other and press the hips towards the front and back. You can notice the subtle differences. It's a little bit of a tuck of the tailbone, and the block serves as a nice visual Pez dispensing cue for that. It also helps to trigger the inner thighs on. With that, tuck the toes to raise the heels a little higher. Inhale to straighten and lift. Squeeze the stomach tight. Bring your fingers to the front of the hips. See if you can feel any of the muscles at the front of the hips start to flicker on. Those are your transverse abdominals. So get as tall as possible. Lengthen through the spine as much as possible. And with your exhale, start to lean back. Lengthen through the upper half. Start to fold the torso back into a C. A lot of times people think, oh, if I can get my head back farther, then I'm bending farther. Try and keep strong through the head. Don't let the head fall back just yet. If you reach a point where you can't breathe, ease off of it a little bit and be nice and compassionate and safe with the body. Squeeze the shoulders in towards each other. Keep that tension through the lower core, that tension squeezing the thighs in, pressing down into the knees. Take one more round of breath here. And inhale, slowly start to come back up. If that was enough for you, feel free to stay at that point or whatever point you made it to. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, we'll do the same thing. You can keep the block between the legs or get rid of it if it's not helpful or if you don't have one or both. Inhale to lengthen through the spine again, lift through the torso, reach the crown of the head up. And exhale, activate the lower core, pull the shoulders in tight, start to arch through the upper back, start to tilt the mid back, and then bring the hands down to the tops of the heels if this feels safe and achievable. Again, if you find that you can't breathe at any point, ease off a little bit, come back to the breath, maybe try again on the next inhale. We always want to approach these back bends nice and safe. Wherever you end up, take one more round of breath here. Inhale, slowly start to pull yourself up by use of the core. Exhale, remove the block if it's still there. Bring the palms down to the ground. There's two different ways to approach a reaction after a back bend. You can lower on down, lay flat on the belly, let the spine completely neutralize itself, or come into a child's puppy or downward facing dog. to have a little bit of a forward fold action going on. Take 5 rounds of breath here. Notice any sensations through the body. On your next inhale, lift the hips up over the knees. If you're in down dog, drop the knees back down. And exhale, walk the hands back towards the hips. Sit back onto the heels. This time, swing the legs around and towards the front. Plant the feet down on the ground. Bring the hands back behind the hips. Fingers can point in towards the hips or out towards the outside edges of the mat. They can also point towards the back, but I always get a lot of tingling through the fingers when I do that. So again, feel it out for yourself. Inhale, press down through the feet, and exhale, press down into the palms. Lift the hips up, lift the hips towards the ceiling, bring them in line with the knees. Squeeze the shoulders in towards each other to provide some support for the upper back. Stay here or tap the hips back down and then lift back up. And we'll play here for 3 rounds of breath. After your 3 rounds of breath, slowly lower the hips all the way down, then drop down onto the elbows and forearms, lower down onto the upper back. Bring the heels in close to the hips. Bring the knees hip width apart. Plant the palms down to the ground. We'll do 1 round of bridge. Inhale to prepare. Press the feet down into the ground. Exhale, start to lift the hips up, then the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Continue to squeeze the thighs in. Imagine that block is still there or that Pez dispenser. If you'd like to add a little bit more height, shuffle the shoulders in towards the spine and clasp the fingers together underneath the hips. If you'd like to make it more restorative, you can take a block or a prop and place it underneath the hips. Or if you don't have one, you can stack the hands and rest down on the hands. This kind of works. Take 1 more round of breath wherever you are. Inhale and slowly start to unroll the spine bit by bit, the upper back, mid back, lower back. Bring the hips down. Inhale, lift the feet up into the air, knees over the hips. Bring the arms out wide to either side or bend at the elbows for goalpost or cactus arms. Exhale, let the feet and the knees fall over toward the right. If you'd like to deepen this twist, bring the gaze out towards the left. And if you'd like to decrease the intensity of the twist, stack a blanket or some blocks underneath the right knees to decrease that angle a little bit. Take 3 deep rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, start to bring the knees back over the hips in the center. Exhale, let the knees and the legs and the feet fall over towards the left. Bring the gaze out over towards the right shoulder, the right fingers. Take 3 long, deep breaths in. Inhale the knees back up over the hips. And exhale, wrap the arms around the front of the shins or the back of the thighs. Squeeze the knees in towards the chest for a little warm hug. Rock from left to right for a low back massage or stay stationary. In this last moment or two, take any final poses or preparations that your body might be asking for. That might be a happy baby or some version of legs up the wall, or even a Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. And if you're ready, whenever you're ready, come on down into your Shavasana, into your resting pose. As always, there's a lot of different options here. You can come down with the feet mat width apart and the knees knocked together. This can be nice if there was any lower back sensitivity that was introduced through the back bend, or the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. This is nice for an inner thigh or inner groin stretch. Or just bring the legs out long with the arms along your sides, the palms faced up. Once you get there, take one last deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Release your focus on the breath. Release your focus on your body. Let your arms and legs and fingers and toes grow heavy. Let the eyes soften or close completely. Allow yourself to melt completely down into the support of the floor underneath you. Almost like you're slowly melting into really warm, comfortable quicksand. If at any point over the next several minutes you find that the mind has started to run off to create stories, that's perfectly normal. Let each thought finish, and then gently bring yourself back to the present with a focus on one thing in particular. Maybe the feeling of air moving over your lips, through your nose, the feeling of your clothes against your skin. If it's helpful, you can even take one hand, place it over the center of your heart, and take the other, place it over your belly, and use the rhythmic in and out of your breath to stay present, to stay grounded.
Slowly begin to bring yourself back to your body, beginning with the breath. Add a little bit of movement into your arms and legs, fingers and toes. Rock from left to right. Eventually make your way over onto whichever side is your favorite side. Use the arms as a cushion for your head for a breath or two. Whenever you're ready, push your way up into a comfortable seat. Let the eyes stay soft or downcast for another moment. If it feels right for you, bring your hands together, palms touching at heart center, and bow your head to seal our practice. Thank you all very much for showing up and practicing this evening. May we all go through the rest of the week and the next several months enjoying the fact that it's getting lighter longer. Namaste. Thank you all.